Today our passage is from the second letter to the Corinthians, chapter 4, verses 1 to 12. In this passage, Paul enumerates his sufferings as he travelled around as a missionary. And today we celebrate St. Patrick, who could have told a similar story. Did you know that St. Patrick was once a slave? Aged 16, living near Carlisle, he was kidnapped and taken to Ireland, forced to work as a shepherd. Amazingly, he managed to escape, but he had to travel, I presume on foot, 200 miles to get to a seaport in order to return to England. He attributed his survival to his trust in God, and on his return he trained as a priest, eventually becoming a bishop, and later, as we know, returning to Ireland to spread the gospel there, a country as yet unreached by Christianity. Although slavery is illegal in every country in the world today, it still exists and even thrives. On the narrowest definition of what we mean by slavery, there are more slaves, far more now in the modern world, than there were victims of the Atlantic slave trade. The economic benefits of slavery are greater today as well. Slaves change hands for less money, and their productivity means much higher profits for their exploiters. Modern slavery in the UK can take many forms, including sexual exploitation, domestic slavery, forced labour on farms, in construction, in bars, nail bars, car washes, manufacturing. The issue featured in The Archers recently, a sign of how well known it is becoming. And the storyline showed how hidden and unnoticed modern slavery is. It's happening all around us, often in plain sight. We all need to know the signs, to watch out for them, and to be ready to report anything suspicious. People desperate to get to the UK may be offered an apparently good job here, and often they take a loan from their traffickers in advance. But when they arrive in the UK, their passport is taken away, they're told they have to pay off their debt before they can receive any wages in their hand, and they are made to work. Violence and threats are common. They never see any wages. They're trapped here with no possessions, no means to return, and totally reliant on their traffickers. Children are also targeted, especially from disadvantaged backgrounds, and groomed by criminal gangs in the so-called county lines drug trafficking trade. Patrick had been brought up in a Christian family, but his faith didn't really mean anything to him until he really found God through his suffering as a slave and his struggles to retain his freedom. How remarkable that he chose to go back to the country where he'd suffered so much, to take the gospel there, to evangelise, to train monks and nuns, and to lay the foundations for the Christian church of the future there. There are many charities today set up to support those trying to escape slavery, to raise public awareness, and to bring the perpetrators to justice. A donation today would be a good way to remember St. Patrick and to help someone else achieve freedom from slavery. And who knows what they might become in their future life.